Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. Hopefully we're live now, and today's live stream is going to be focused at the Mars going into Libra, and at least according to the tarot cards that I have pre-draw, so I can put them into the thumbnail. It's going to be quite of a, I don't know how to call it. It's going to be quite of a interesting period of time. Before we jump into the interpretation of these general cards, Esther, thank you so much for your $10 support. Thank you so much, Esther. Or that these are Australian. I'm sorry, but in any case, thank you so much for your support. As usual, at the end of the live stream, you have just mentioned that you cannot watch it, but at the end of the live stream, regardless, you can find your personalized reading for this transit, which is going to be very interesting transit, just like I said, at least according to my tarot cards, that is, and those are the cards which I pre-drew for the transit. So the first one that we do have, that will be the 10 of Swords, followed by the second one here, which stands as the Page of Wands. The third card for the transit cumulatively, that will be the Star card, and the last card for the transit, we have the Queen of Swords. So it will be an interesting transit because throughout this period of time of the transit itself, the energies are going to push us into attending to the stuff and these fields into our lives, these aspects into our lives that are almost on the verge of breaking. In other words said, things that we just cannot stand anymore. That could be behavior at work, that could be behavior into our marriage or into our relationship. It could be also strings with our family, whatever we cannot stand anymore and we cannot tolerate even anymore. That is what we are to start addressing throughout this transit while Mars jumps into Libra, again, at least according to my cards. And until we do not sort these aspects and these influences into our lives, it's unlikely that we're going to start thinking about things as a new enterprises. It's unlikely that we are to have an enthusiasm for anything new for us to undertake. And the whole premise of it is because we do have the Star card here at the third position once more. So we do have the Star card here. And the Star card pretty much gives an idea of the price we are going to take once we do address those aspects which we just cannot stand anymore. And the price is actually a couple of things. Now, the first one, that will be a liberation from a stagnation, negative influence, and as well, in generally influences that are making us feel unhappy, bad, and above everything else, stuck. But also the price is going to be an end of an era of turmoil. It is what I like to call it, where we finally resolved issues that was interfering with our well-being, with our happiness, so to speak, and they were polluting our environment, career-wise, and even relationship-wise, to a point where at the end, with this Queen of Swords that we do have there, well, the Queen of Swords, it's actually pretty good card to have, because what it stands for, it is that no matter the odds, no matter the circumstances, thou always finds a way, or in other words, no matter what thou stands against, thou always can push thy way through. And so that's pretty much what the premise is here, guys, for this period of time, that we are to address the uncomfortable questions, the uncomfortable situations, love-wise, career-wise. And as it happens in Libra, again, I'm not an astrologer. I'm talking just from a tarot perspective, as Libra stands for justice. In the grand scheme of things, justice is all about the balance, responsibilities, is all about time management when it comes to practical interpretations, justice, law, and order. So we are to address those matters in our lives that our self-righteousness, our sense of justice just cannot stand. And there are going to be a lot of moments making or breaking it. You know, there are going to be a lot of moments that you are to leave certain stuff so you can embark a new dawn into your life. There are going to be a lot of moments of ultimatums as well. And there are going to be things which are, like I said, breaking, but you shouldn't mourn for those things because they are, well, like I said, going to mark the end of a era of turmoils for you, for your family, for your friends, for your beloved one as well. And so that's a just long story short about the general reading for the transit. And so now I'm going to explain you how this live stream is going to play out for anybody who is new here on the channel. I'm going to perform a 12 readings, one reading per a star sign. The reading is going to be a spread of 4 cards. The first card of the spread stands for the topic of the transit. The second card of the spread stands for the negative influence, or in other words, what is going to hold us back. The third card stands for the positive influence, which means what is going to excel us forward, what is going to help you there. And the last card stands for the finalization of the not the transit, but the cycle. Because there are going to be people that are going to do better job than others, so they are going to finalize the cycle of the transit faster than others. And after each 4 star signs, I'm going to announce a break, and within this break you get to ask a question if you do want a personal free reading, which is going to happen public, by the way, here on the live stream. So you get to ask a question, and from the pool of questions I'm going to pick one, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Of course, a super chat contributors are going to get their readings regardless at the end of the live stream. Also, guys, the pools, not the polls, but the pools for October monthly personalized readings are open. A link to participate into the queue you're gonna find into the description down below. The reading is going to divulge career, finances, and as well intimate life, or if you want to call it a romantic life, how it's going to go for you through a month of October. And also something I haven't done for a few months, but I think I'm going to give another round of it. That is a Le Grand, excuse my French here, all right? Le Grand Tableau. I think this is how you do pronounce it. That is a LeNormand reading, 36 cards reading, which pretty much shows the paths of thine life, and it does describes events, something unavoidable. So if you do want to know what kind of an events you are gonna take place at, for example, falling in love, for example, traveling, etc., etc., if you want to know if that is something that stands in your future, that is a good option that you can go for, the Le Grand Tableau LeNormand reading. And of course, if you do want a personal reading with me on any topic you like, any question you like, you can check again my website, which is displayed into the description down below. And there on the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Oh, okay, done with the intro, and now let me shuffle and jump straight away into Aries reading. You're always welcome, Esther, to check whenever you like. All right, so the first card for Aries, that will be the ace, I'm sorry. So we do have the ace of wands, followed with the second card, that is to be the 10 of cups. Moving next, we do have the Seven of Cups, and the last card for Aries, that will be the Star card. So we do have those 4 cards. And this transit for Aries is going to be quite, for the lack of a better word, I'm going to say versatile. That is because Aries are bound to face quite of a numerous gaining for enterprises. That is how I can call them. And most likely those enterprises are going to address exactly things you like, you lack. I'm sorry, not you. Well, you are gonna like them because they're gonna be gainingful. They will happen where you lack something. So if you do lack a social interactions, this is where the gainingful enterprises are to appear as a opportunities for you to start socially interacting. You lack love, well, I guess you are lucky here, because by the appearance of the Seven of Cups, right, at the 3rd position, it does speaks about being way too good to be true, or at least this is how it's going to look like to you. While simultaneously, the Seven of Cups shows that your bravest hopes can come true, or at least you can start manifesting them. They may not become true throughout the transit itself, but the seed is going to be placed. In the same time as we do have the 10 of Cups into the 2nd position, which is once again what holds you back, you will find it rather hard to believe. And at that stage, it is crucial to manifest the Ace of Wands, because as the Ace of Wands stands as a gaining for enterprise Aries, it also stands for something you have not tried into its full extent. I don't know how to explain it. It's a situation or environment or an enterprise that you never experienced it before. And you just have to trust your guts here. You need to trust your enthusiasm, because it's going to be very, very enthusiastic. Regardless of it, once you do complete the cycle in this transit, the Star card promises you a few things. The first thing that promises you is development according to your ideals and to your standards. The second thing that the Star card promises, which is should that tarot reading affects your love life, it does speak for unfolding love, which could speak for a couple of things. Either you're going to find such, or your current relationship or a marriage is going to take off and is going to start experiencing a unfolding love as well. Job-wise, very, very promising one. And because we do have the Ace of Wands at the start of the transit, it pretty much speaks that it's going to be a job you have not expected, or it was in your mind, it was way too brave for you to even think about it. But alas, the very least should be offered to you throughout the transit. You should have a chance to start it throughout the transit. The only thing that worries me here in this reading is I don't know how to say it, Aries, how to explain it. That is when you acquire a thing that you wanted so much, and you kind of like, because of the acquisition, you do lose a drive to go for more. Right, you acquire, for example, the job you always wanted, and it's like you don't need anything else anymore. It's like you don't need to grow any longer. So such a feeling of lethargy should not be cherished, and if it starts dwelling for you, you should try to muffle it for as much as you can, and you should try to suppress it if you cannot extinguish it. But all in all, for you guys, the tough choice, like I said from the general reading at the start, it comes only to that: are you brave enough to take on this gaining for enterprises, or are you a coward? And I'm sorry calling it that way, but it's just how it stands, and here we deal what the card says. No sugarcoating whatsoever. Hello, Sarah. Welcome to the live stream. Sandy, welcome to the live stream. Blue Eyes, hello. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you guys enjoy the show tonight. And so the next one that we are going to move to, that will be Taurus. Just let me put the cards in, shuffle, and see what Taurus is going to experience throughout the transit. Let's see what the cards has for Taurus in store. Well, Blue Eyes, I think that that's the best thing that can happen, or it is best thing that I can hear, that these readings are helping you or helping anybody. And that is their purpose. So for Taurus, a first one that is going to be the World. That we do have, followed by the second card of the Nine of Pentacles. That is Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. The third card, that will be the Queen of Swords, and the last card. Oh my God, we do have the Ace of Cups. Still ringing, Sandy. Still ringing. All right, just give me a second here. Right, so for Taurus, it's like closing one door, opening another. But by closing one door, I don't mean closing it in a bad way. It's just one thing ends, another thing starts. And it's not going to be an ending of regret. It's just going to be the culmination of stuff. Now, no different than closing one deal. The deal takes place, that's great. And then another deal follows after. So that is pretty much what the transit here is going to be all about for a Taurus. Now, let's address though the elephant in the room, which is the Nine of Pentacles that we do have into the second position. And by looking at those cards and judging them, it seems that the new ordeal, or rather like the new deal that is to be presented to you either on the love front or either on the career front, Taurus, it will be kind of challenging, in a sense of challenging in terms of performance, in terms of what you can handle in generally. And this is where that individual shows up for you that we do have, which is the Queen of Swords. Let me draw one more card, which is going to be the catalyst of the Queen of Swords. Oh, that will be that is the Knight of Wands. So we do have the Knight of Wands. Active friends. Well, there is no mistaking it. That is an individual who always finds a way to do stuff that they want and that they like, or for their friends. And the way that they do find a way is through experimenting and never giving up. Very enthusiastic, very positively thinking. That is a person who is capable always to maintain the positive attitude of his or her, and as well his or her environment. And literally here, as the enterprise may look a bit overwhelming, something tough for you to capitalize on, something tough for you to handle, so to speak, with the help of this individual, Queen of Swords. By the way, how you can recognize that person? Well, they, with that elemental dignity, they literally like to be, they are always driven by their interest. So they never do things that they don't want to do, that they don't like, and that they don't find enthusiastic. You can never make them do such stuff. And for that reason, they do look a little bit selfish than usual, very unemotional also, or in the sense of that they do not allow their emotions to dictate their actions, and very tenacious as well. Once they fix themselves on a goal, nothing can actually sway them off that goal. It is just they are determined to do whatever it takes, no matter the cost, to reach the goal. well, that's that person is gonna help you in one or another way. How that is going to happen? Through a helping hand, and that helping hand is going to involve some kind of an information. So here I can say for you, Taurus, that important information is coming your way into this transit, and information that will allow you to capitalize a huge leap into development. And once you once you come to that information and you utilize the information, the Ace of Wands takes place. And Ace of Wands, man. Well, I know that many readers are interpreting Ace of Cups. I'm sorry, so that's Ace of Cups. I know that many readers are interpreting Ace of Cups as a big love coming your way. That may be true, okay? Because truly, Ace of Cups, it's love, but it's the love for life. Or what I like to say about this card, it is that what is to happen to you, you are gonna freaking love it. Why? Well, it is because it's gonna make your concerns, problems, plights completely irrelevant. It is just a change that will not be affected by anything you do right now. So in other words, nothing can ruin the moment for you. And the best thing about the Ace of Cups is that it takes place exactly where you feel most miserable at. So you can expect a huge turnaround, a huge reversal into the aspect of your life that you are most dissatisfied at, and that place of your heart that was once emptied are going to be refilled back again, and nothing will look the same when sought through that overflowing joy. Literally your day-to-day reality, Taurus, is going to be transcended. So if love it is what you are miserable at, well, I guess congratulations. If you know, work it is what you are miserable at, I guess again congratulations, because a new job comes your way. Through information though, okay, so you may be whispered about an opportunity or about a place that had been opened. You may be whispered as well that the person you're interested in finally broke up with their toxic partner, okay? And it is a moment where you have to seize. You need to jump into action. You need to exert the world, which is a completion. And that is something that only you can do. The universe cannot do it for you. So your choice, decisiveness, if I may say it that way, and you have to choose to believe that ruthless and how did I call it, not stubborn, but I forgot the word, my god, tenacious, ruthless and tenacious person that will offer you an information which is going to help you a great deal. So moving next, we do have Gemini. Hello, Kim. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy the content. All right, so Gemini, first one, that will be the King of Wands, guys, followed by the second card here, which stands as the Chariot. Moving next, we do have the Ten of Wands. And the fourth card of your spread, that will be the Seven of Pentacles. Give me a second. So the transit will be very important for you, at least according to these cards, but in a way where you will have to live up to your promises, and as well live up to your what you stand for, career-wise or relationship-wise. So that is a transit where when you enter into it today, you do have some kind of an ambition, okay? And you have to stick up to that ambition and pretty much fulfill all the criteria which that ambition requires. The good thing about the whole endeavor here, it is that there is literally nothing impossible. And whatever, I would say that way, ambition or a goal you have, through a determined and as well narrowed actions, those actions are going to prove themselves to be very, very effective. And it will be much more easier than you have anticipated. That is because we do have the Chariot here into the second position. And for one or another reason, you will always somehow be able to always identify the easy way through. It will seem like you always make the right choices, and while that's true, it will be due to the well manifest preparation beforehand, and as well to the accurate identification of your boundaries or your capabilities, so to speak. So whatever your ambition is, my point, Gemini, is it not beyond what you are capable of. And that is what is going to make the whole ordeal possible, and also not that difficult to where you will feel like you are struggling against the odds, so to speak. That door holds its own set of negativity, and the negativity, it is once the ordeal or the ambition is fulfilled, and that can be seen into the Seven of Pentacles, and it is where you will have to make that decision, that choice that I spoke about at the general reading, okay? And the decision for you is going to be, was it worth it? For some of you, yes. For others, not. That is because the Seven of Pentacles kind of stands for the moment where you hold yourself for a moment and say, wait a minute, am I not, investing way too much and gaining way too little from it? Or am I not pushing into a thing that it is just devouring my performance, it is devouring my time, and generally is devouring my resources? Regardless of the case, once you do complete the cycle here, you accomplish that ambition, that goal, by sticking up to what you promised, by sticking up to what you have signed for. You are going to draw a line, so to figuratively speaking, and make a serious retrospection. And the very least, Gemini, you will learn a very, very valuable lesson. And the best thing into your reading, it is that there is no right or a wrong choice here that you're going to make. Some of you are going to decide, yes, it was worth it. Others of you would decide, no, it wasn't worth it. The decision is going to be definitive. Okay, and once it's done, some kind of an important event that lurks behind the corner is going to take place for you, and that event is going to be defined by the choice you made. One thing I want to warn you, especially if you are single and you are dating somebody, avoid making commitment prematurely into the next couple of months. If you do have even the slightest doubts or the slightest suspicion about something of your person of interest or of your suitor, try to research it. Don't jump prematurely into it, because it will feel going forward into the future that you have been robbed from happiness. You should have waited. That will be at least the feeling. The last star sign of the first 4 star signs, which is going to be Cancer, it will be read right now, and after that's a break is going to be announced. Like I said, in this break, a free reading is going to take place, and everything you have to do in order to participate into the free reading contest is just input your question into the comments of the live stream. All right, so for Cancer, the first one is going to be the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the second card, which is the Five of Swords. Moving next, that will be the Emperor card. And the last one, we have the Two of Pentacles. So actually for Cancer, although we do have a position which is something that works against you, you have nothing that works against you into this, or as far as the energies of that transit is concerned. That is because here with those cards, Cancer, it seems that you can definitely operate beyond the boundaries and the limits that you do have. And all in all, the whole transit revolves around a very profitable endeavor or an enterprise, either a new one or something that you are currently developing. Bottom line is that you are to prove yourself being very reliable, very systematic, structured, and as well person who can simply handle it. Either career-wise or either relationship-wise. So you're going to prove yourself to be the person for the job, either the person for the relationship or the person for the project, the person for the place. Okay, like I said, the person for the job. I'm sorry to say it, but it seems that for your transit, it's just about it. It only speaks about that you have proved yourself capable. I didn't want it to use the word worthy, but it is just how it stands. You prove yourself to be capable of to be trusted and to be handled a responsibility that is going to bring you a big rewards. And some of those rewards are going to happen to be freedom, are going to happen to be personal space, are going to happen to be how can I say it, a promise for the future, so to speak. The negative aspect though of the transit, it is that you may become ruthless along the way. It's like not realizing what you are doing to other people around. And if you are someone who you are focused completely in yourself, then that's fine by all means. But you need to know that unintentionally is also very, very possible, Cancer, that you can hurt somebody you don't want to. And therefore, if that is something you do want to avoid, think about 3 times before you make an act, or measure 3 times before you make a cut. And so once you do finalize that transit, a lot of your current plans, current goals, and current concepts are going to be replaced. That is because you're going to be in a different position at that point, way more opportunistic position, way more, how do you call it, a beneficial position. And simply plans that you are entering with into the transit, they will not gonna make any sense anymore to you because they will be so beneath you. And I hope that you really, really aim high, and the choice for you is going to be how high you want to aim. I say aim higher than you have even dared for, because it seems, like I said, you are going to stretch far beyond your limits, and you're going to get away with it. Hello, Seda and Jane. All right, so that concludes the first 4 star signs, guys. Now a first break is going to take place. In that break, like I said, you get to have a free reading. 1 free reading is going to be gifted away. And in order to participate into it, only thing you got to do is just input your question here into the comments. At the end of the 5 minutes that I'm going to give you for inputting your question, I'm going to pick 1 question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Hello, Kim. I'm glad that you're enjoying it and that you find it helpful. I will be very glad if you do find it helpful as well. So, to the question of Seda, so I do not keep silence for 4 minutes about my ears. Mixed opinions. Some people, some doctors says that this is never going away. Other doctors are saying that I'm going deaf. Others are saying that this is a post-COVID syndrome. Literally, otorhinolaryngologists, they don't know what makes ears ring. It kind of sounds strange when you think about it. It's the same thing going on a dentist and telling your dentist that you have a tooth pain, and the dentist to have no idea why your tooth is hurting you. It sounds preposterous, and it's kind of very discouraging, to say the least. And what terrifies me into it is going the deaf part. Thankfully, it's just only the 1 year. So if that's true, at least I'm going to have 1 year to hear. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. I hope so. I really hope so. Because it kind of bothers my work, to be fair. Yeah. But still, you would think that a doctor specialist in that field will have at least the slightest idea what is causing it. You know, if you are, it's just that's the, I would reckon that's the very first symptom if something is wrong with your ear. Of course, there could be many things that causing it, but saying I don't know what is causing it, it's kind of underwhelming, to say the least. I don't want to use another word. At least try something, you know, try something. Yeah, not knowing sucks more. Because even if I have to stick around with this thing to the rest of my life, at least I will know I'm going to make my peace with it. And I'm going to get used to it and so on and so forth. But now it's just... All right. Let's pick a question. Thank you, Jane. Jane. It is frustrating, yes. It is. Will I reconcile with my Virgo male? Jane V is asking, so let's check it out. Well, the thing, Christy, is that there is nothing wrong with my hearing. I mean, is that I am hearing everything, okay? For as much as I can say, my hearing capabilities haven't changed. For as much as I can say, it's just there is a ringing in my, or it's more like a whistling, to be honest, instead of ringing. It's more like a whistling. Other than that, My hearing capabilities, they haven't changed. I can hear very, very well. One does not, how can I say, obstruct the other. All right, so we have the Four of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Wands, and the last one, that is to be the Chariot. Not by February, and the way that the whole thing goes through, if you want to make it happen, Jane, is through a friendship. Okay, so it's kind of like you have to melt the ice as a friends, and then you can reconcile if you wish to, although that will be by a, how can I say, by a large margin, so to speak, because by February next year, I do believe that you both are going to have different interests by the looks of it. I just, what those cards are pointing, Jane, it is that the harmonious relationship, for as much as you had it before, it's just you have outgrown it, and he outgrown it as well. So that harmony, that person can never give you again. And even if you do end up together, I do think that you alone are not gonna like it. So I can suggest you that you kind of like open up your options available, and in no time somebody else is gonna show up that will be ready to kind of like make you happy, so to speak, and ensure your certain and secure future as well. That's pretty much the answer, as you asked when. All right, so a couple of minutes and we're gonna jump into the next four star signs, which are gonna be Leo, Libra, Virgo, and Scorpio, or rather Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. And also to remind you guys that the queue for the October personalized readings is now open. The personalized reading for October costs a 30 USD, and in this reading is 9 cards reading. And in this reading, I am rather like the reading focuses on a career, finances, and as well intimacy or love for the month of October. It's personalized for you. And also, I haven't done it for a couple of months, like I said, but now I'm opening the queue as well for the Le Grand Tableau. And I excuse my French, I'm sorry about it. And this is a completely different system from Tarot. As Tarot is showing you the influences and the energies around, LeNormand is showing events. And the thing about LeNormand is that you do not get to control it. It can tell you literally anything. So links for how to purchase either of these two readings you can find into the description down below. And into the description down below, you're also going to find a link to my website. If you do want more personalized reading for yourself, at the very first front page of my website, you're going to find full list of my services and as well their pricing. Danny, thank you so much for your $4.99 support. Make sure you do stick around up until the end of the stream, where you will get your personalized reading for the transit. And of course, anybody who supports me through Super Chat gets their reading at the end of the stream regardless. All right, so let's shuffle and see what Leo is to experience throughout this transit. Yeah, I have heard of it, Dory. But tinnitus, again, that is very broad description. It's again, tinnitus doesn't mean anything but ringing in your ears, which could be caused by many things. And there is no specific treatment about it, or at least I haven't found one. But I haven't gave up, guys. I mean, next week I'm gonna check on a couple more doctors just to see if they have something else to tell me aside from going deaf. All right, so Leo, first one for you guys, that will be the Page of Swords, followed on the second one, which stands as the Eight of Swords. Moving next, that will be the Ace of Pentacles. And the last one here, oh my god, that will be the King of Cups. Those 4 cards. So it's like a lonely voice in the desert have been heard. That is literally what those cards, figuratively speaking, told me when I drew them. So what happens here, Leo? It is that as the transit starts growing forward, from today moving forward, you're going to start differentiating yourself with your ideas and your thoughts into your relationship, into your social circle, if you will, into your career as well. And these differences into thoughts are going to start causing conflicts. You know, you think one thing, your wife or a husband are thinking a different thing, and you just cannot meet a common ground, and that causes a confrontation. It causes wrangles. Now, these confrontations, literally, there is none that is gonna end up victorious from them. So in this transit, your choice is to decide, is it worth you waging, quote unquote, a war that nobody actually wins from it, or you're just going to remain your silence. Now, according to these cards, it is best to remain your silence. Is just do what you feel is best for you, because your feelings here are going to be pretty much in check. What I mean is that your feelings are going to be very harmonious with the path you have to take, and therefore throughout this transit you are to be rewarded with a rare opportunity to further your goal that is independent from your career and from your relationship in some sort of a bizarre circumstances. That opportunity is going to come from this individual here, which is the King of Cups. And let me draw one more card to it. So we do have a Page of Wands, those 2 cards, and they only speak about how mature and as well how professional that individual really is. The only thing that I can tell you about this offer, it is that it's going to be quite of a tempting offer, and also this offer is going to be either for a very successful business maneuvers or very harmonious relationship / a partnership. And this is where the second choice for you stands. Are you gonna take it or not? Well, I hate making decisions for others, but at least according to these cards, there is literally no reason for you to deny it whatsoever. So, and that's literally how the transit stands. I mean, there isn't much more to be said here. That is, oh, and one more thing that now that I'm looking to the cards, don't overestimate yourself, whatever that's supposed to mean. Okay, it's just those cards are saying that you can severely overestimate yourself, and that way to put a self-imposed limitations, like throwing yourself into an enterprise that it is way too big for you, or it is way too inappropriate. Not way too big, but rather way too inappropriate. That there were a different time and different place where you could have do it, but you took it anyway. And now you just have to carry it on. That will only gonna cause you being, like I said, self-restricted and self-limited here. And this there isn't anything else to add, except this is how I'm going to conclude, that this offer that comes your way is going to be very unexpected and from the last place literally you ever considered that an offer is gonna come about from. So moving next, we do have a Virgo. Hello, Pisces Moonbeam. Welcome to the stream. All right, so Virgo, the first one for you, that will be the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the second card that we do have, that will be the Death card. Moving next, we do have the King of Wands. And the last card for you, Virgo, that is going to be the King of Swords. Also quite of an interesting reading, and this reading is all about being confirmed that you are on the right track with your actions and as well with your decisions, or that you have done the right thing, more or less. Now, the question though that you have to answer yourself is going to be from a quite of a different nature. The question isn't going to be the usual question, have I done the right thing or not, or have I picked the right thing or not, or have I embarked the right path or not, but the question is going to be, how can I traverse that path? So there will be no question in your mind that you are at the right place at the right time with the right person or at the right job. The question is going to be how to make the most out of it. And there is another person involved in this question, and that person stands for the King of Wands that we do have here. Very, very ambitious individual. How you're going to recognize that individual, it is that these people, they love to drink from life to their fullness. They enjoy going out, they enjoy watching movies, drinking, smoking, you name it. Okay, they do enjoy to do everything that it is materially or rather like a primitively known to people. However, as I said, that they are very ambitious, they are very capable to chase their ambitions, and for one or another reason, your ambition, their ambition, or your goal, their goal, they kind of match to a certain extent, if not to a full extent. And together, through a very careful analysis, which is, by the way, how the transit ends for you, or rather like how the cycle ends for you, through a very careful analysis on the situation, you both are going to be able to forge a very effective plan, very effective strategy, how to push through difficulties or how to find a way through difficulties. Now, this person could be your lawyer. That together, through careful analysis over your, say, divorce, you will find a way how to push through the difficulties that your divorcee is opposing to you, or how can I say, limiting you. That could be your agent of finding a job, that together, through careful analysis of the market, you find the best job for you at the time. Okay, your consultant, that through careful analysis you pinpoint the best client that can take your business off. So it's a person that through you they gain, but through them you gain as well. It's a kind of like a symbiotic relationship. And why not your husband or a wife, where together through a careful analysis you find a way how to save your relationship / marriage. That's also very, very possible. The only question, like I said, it is about how to do it and the most profitable way for you doing it. So I hope you choose right here. But before you render your verdict, please, guys, Virgo, make a very, very careful analysis over the situation. And next one that we're going to read for, that will be Libra. All right, so for Libra, the first one, that will be the Six of Pentacles, followed by the second card here, which stands as the Nine of Wands. Moving next, what we do have, that will be the Eight of Wands, and the last card for you, Libra, that will be the Magician card. So we do have those 4 cards. Okay. And the worst thing that we can see for you into this transit, it is that the happenings throughout the transit will throw you a little bit off guard, and that you wouldn't feel as prepared as you wanted to be, or as ready as you wanted to be. For some of you as well, is going to be a moment where you will feel like you lack experience to handle with the situation. However, although that may be true for some of you or for many of you, by the looks of those cards, luck is going to be on your side, or how can I say, behind your back. Let me sip a coffee here before I move forward. You, Libra, will be able very subtly and as well with astute, I don't know how to even call it, with astute sense, to pick points, the most effective methods, the most effective opportunities, so to speak, how to push your things forward. What is the reason of all that? Well, the reason is actually quite huge, and the reason is to find a place beneath the sun for yourself, or to find a place amongst the crowd for yourself. The reason is harmony, or to find a place that you are going to feel harmonious at. And the transit for you, rather like the cycle for you here, ends with the Magician, where this is a moment that you do finally build up your personal integrity. What was the word? Independence and sovereignty, and you actually negotiate your things through, either career-wise or either relationship-wise. What is important to know, guys, it is that when the cycle for you ends for that transit, you are to be cherished, loved, accepted, liked for exactly what you are. You don't have to change a thing. You don't have to pretend to be something else. You don't have to make jests. You are what you are, and you are going to be loved for it. It's as simple as that. And so if you are, for example, hoping that you will find balanced love, right? You will find your place under the sun in terms of love. Well, you're going to have somebody that will love and like you for what you are. Hopefully your choice, like I said, it's all about making a choice here. So hopefully your choice is to give the man or the woman a chance. Also, job-wise, you are looking for harmonious job throughout the transit. You are to be offered such for your skills, for your specific sets of skills. Hopefully you... Okay. So my streaming software kind of like stutter for a moment. All right, so my point was that you do have to give it a chance. The opportunity is going to be for what you are. That's my point here. Hopefully it is something that you want, and like I said, you do give it a chance. What was I about to say? Oh my god, I was so off-putting. That was so off-putting. Well, I think that this is gonna do it for Libra. I just lost my thought. If somebody can remind me where I stopped. I'm sorry, guys. Hello, Angie. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you do enjoy it. Oh, my point was, do not settle for anything that wants you to change something about yourself. That was my point. Just don't settle for it. Even if there is some sort of a lack of agreement. Hello, Anna. Welcome to the stream. You're more than welcome here, and I'm really glad seeing you again. Yeah, I want you to know that we are all with you, or at least me and Pisces Moonbeam. So yeah, don't settle for anything that wants you to change. And even if it wants you to change, or you cannot find a common ground at the start, you can negotiate the hell out of it. You just have to lead towards your communicational skills, and you are Libra, so you should have them in abundance. For what I understand, and that may not be true once again, Gemini is is the best when it comes to communications, and then right after is just Libra. But again, I'm not an astrologer, and I may have understood wrongly. Pisces Moonbeam is gonna share or shed some light on it. So the reason for pushing forward, for as far as Libra goes, it is the harmony and finding their place under the sun, their place that they are going to be loved or liked, cherished for what they are. All right, so moving next, we do have Scorpio, and not starting very well. We have the Four of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Two of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Cups. And the last one, that will be the Judgment. Well, on the plus side, and that will be because I am Scorpio, I'm going to give an example with myself. I do not read for health, although I do know the cards for health. It's just I hate playing a medical doctor. I hate, because what if I am wrong? It is better to go checked on by a doctor rather than relying on a tarot reading for your health. It is your health. But that being said, Four of Swords, it is one of the better cards of healing a physical condition, right? Not emotional condition, a physical condition. So kind of like that gives me a little bit of a hope for myself, that is. That is just an example for myself, okay? But on the plus side, or rather like when I do approach this reading generally here, this transit is going to be rather quite passive. It's going to be passive because we will have a lot of things to think about, and not in a bad way. Mostly we are going to think about how to manifest and how to move forward with our life in a way that we feel comfortable and in a way that we feel happy with it. Now, throughout this transit, the urge from us is going to be to surround ourselves only with a handful of people. Some of us will decide to surround themselves only with one very faithful companion and not pay attention to anybody else. That is because throughout this transit, Scorpio, we will need somebody who can tell us the truth in our eyes, instead of playing nice just so they do not hurt our feelings. Just on the contrary, guys, if we are doing wrong things, if we are doing bad moves, we need our feelings to be heard, or to be hurted, to be hurt. And that is why we do have the Five of Cups into the third position, which, like I said, that is the positive position in the spread. Because through somebody we find loyal and faithful and we trust in hurt our feelings through criticism and through objective analysis, then we are gonna listen. It's because that is somebody we know they are never gonna betray us. And while our feelings may be hurt, I hate saying it, but at that point we will know that that was for our well-being, and we are gonna take off in a path to fix that. I don't know how to say it. Okay. So I will try to give an example for it. Say that we are going through a heartbreak, really bad one, okay? And we don't want to see anybody else but our best friend. And our best friend confronts us and tell us we are suffering from a heartbreak because it was our fault. Or they will tell us because it is your fault, because of this, and third and fifth thing, and so on and so forth. And while our feelings are going to be even more hurt from that truth, so to speak, it will be undeniable. And instead, however, of not revoking, but what was the one? Not renouncing. Well, I would say that quitting completely, going for a new love life, so to speak, we will strive to fix what we did wrong. And we are not going to abandon the idea to be happy once more, or to be successful once more, even if things didn't work out very well recently. And that is why we do have judgment at the end of the reading, that we will find the right way forward. Judgment, it is the wake-up call. It is when we understand everything now. We understand why things are working, why things aren't working, okay? We understand what we should do and what we should not do. We understand who our friends are. We understand what we are good at and what we suck at. Okay, we understand what kind of a people we want to go forward with and that are going to understand us, and what people will never going to understand us and always are going to use us to their benefit for as long as they have some kind of a reason to do so. And our choice that we do have here for the transit may be one of the hardest choices that the star signs have for the Mars in Libra, is to take on this difficult path. Because for what this reading stands for, it is that this new revelation, this new path, this new understanding, it will go for the most part against what we believed in by now. But it doesn't make it wrong. That's the thing, it doesn't make it wrong. And that will be our choice. The Two of Pentacles into the second position, it only says that we have not a single clue at the start of the transit, and as the transit goes, in a hard way, we will see that certain concepts, certain understandings, certain plans of ours, they are preposterous, celluloid, and straight away ridiculous, unrealistic. It is the more milder word I can use here. Right, so that was for the 4 star signs, for the second 4 star signs, and now the second break is going to take place, and a second free reading is going to be gifted away, guys. It will happen publicly here on the live stream. And everything you got to do in order to participate for that free reading, it is just to input your question into the comments of the live stream itself. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do so. And after 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question if there are any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Like I said, the queue for the October personalized monthly readings is open, and a link to sign yourself for the queue, it is into the description of this video, as well as a link for the Le Grand Tableau, excuse my French, one more time. Reading, which is a reading that divulges events which are going to happen to you in the future. Just give me a second. I have hello Delilah. I have done the first 8 star signs. Only Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces have been left to be done. Well, you can always watch as well your moon and rising sign, guys. By the way, by watching all 3 signs, that is how you're going to get a full picture about the upcoming transit, week, chart, whatever you are reading about. Hello, Max. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it and you have a great time here with us. Collective suggestion for a Libra season. Let me check on something. I think that there is a scheduled live stream for that. I have to check it out when I'm done with this one. But I think that there is a scheduled live stream for Libra season. So Holly, you can hear it there. All right, so there was only one question, and that was submitted by Ahioka Raven. What the future does hold up for me, she asks. So let's check it out. All right, Akioka. Those are your cards that we do have. We have the Four of Wands with that was the King of Cups, followed by the Empress card, and the last one that is to be the Seven of Cups. The time frame of the reading, it is by the end of January. So what the future holds for you is a lot of planning. And though this planning is going to affect directly your life, that planning will be all about finalizing an important cycles of development and attending to the important details of those cycles of development. What future holds for you is also attempts of being beguiled into stuff, beguiled into false jobs, beguiled into false relationships. And that is another reason for you to be careful how you do plan your future in general. If you do want more practical interpretation of these cards, what the future holds for you is comfort, and it holds for you reaping what you have sown. And by the end of January, whatever dreams you had, they are going to happen to be like a mother's dreams to her children. Are they fantasies or seeds growing? Well, it yet remains to be of knowing. So at the end of January, you can expect kind of like quite surprising opening that you have not expected, that will allow you to finally attack, or rather like how do you call it, a siege up yearning of yours that you had no chance to do so beforehand. But should you start doing it, it's very important to be grounded instead of riding the cloud nine and trying to do few steps for the straight of one, because that way you are gonna end up very, very disappointed. That is literally what the future holds for you. Debbie, thank you so much again for your $4.99 support. Thank you so much, Debbie. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there you will have a personalized reading for the transit if you don't have any other inquiry. Okay, so that was the free reading. There will be another one at the end of the live stream, guys, when I am done with Pisces. And after Pisces ends, the readings for the Super Chat supporters are going to take place. Anybody who supports the stream and what I do through Super Chat gets their reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And yeah, just give me a couple of minutes and I'm gonna do the last 4 star signs. Busy with work? Or with something else? All right. I understand. We all understand now. Well then, Debbie, I do hope that you stay busy for a very, very long time. Hopefully that busyness does not, how can I say, make us miss you. Well, high five then. Wow, and that was fast, wasn't it? When did I told you? It was the last live stream or the live stream beforehand, a week ago. Thank you, Holly. I hope so. I really hope so. A week ago. All right. Aquarius, Sagittarius. First one for you, that will be the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the second one, which stands as the Nine of Cups. Moving next, we do have the Death card. And the last one, that will be the High Priestess. Yeah. I said that and you couldn't hold up the front for even a week. Oh my God, that was fast. No, I'm really happy for you, Debbie. Really happy for you. The way that the things are going, you all guys are gonna end up with somebody, and it seems that I'm gonna be the only one staying single forever, which I have nothing against, by the way. That was just a joke, and if it was a bad joke, I do apologize about it. Sagittarius. Considering my articulation. Well, that's the thing for you, Sagittarius. This transit is going to be happy. Is going to be very happy for you. That is because through a random circumstances, you will have the layoffs and the predispositions to make a difference and to make a once in a lifetime change in your life. Those circumstances, however, are going to also make you very, I don't know the word. It's not disappointed. It's not miserable. It's like a feeling like you have bet on the wrong horse, but you do not regret it. It's like you have wasted time, but again, you do not regret it. So let me give you the example of it. Say that you are in a job and you are quite satisfied with the job, right? You're going every day, you're doing what you're supposed to do there, and things are going by and you don't give a second thought about, are you happy about the job or not? But you have been asked one day to substitute a friend of yours in another company. And when you go there, you see, oh my God, it's so good. I want that job. And what do you know? A position had been offered to you. And so you have wasted your time in the previous job, or the previous job did its due to you, and you do not regret that wasteful time, but through the new random circumstances, you simply you are making a difference for yourself, and it's just that excels. And that difference is going to be a once in a lifetime change. Yeah, it is something very substantial, and it is there to stay. Unfortunately, it may involve a broken heart of somebody. It's not going to be your heart that it is broken, okay? Maybe somebody is going to appear that you are simply going to fall in love with uncontrollably, and you will have to abandon your current, say, girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you will have to break their heart. That is not going to make you happy, but at the end of the day, what can one do, right? So, and that is how your reading literally stands. It is a major change, okay? The death card here into the third position that we do have, okay? At which point that one thing is going to be replaced with another, similar to the one that you are to relinquish. And the Wheel of Fortune, these new circumstances that are going to allow you to make a difference, very random, seemingly random circumstances. Through the Nine of Cups into the second position, pointing to your realization that there is no point sticking to the old, because the old haven't made you happy for a long time. It was just a routine. It was just a habit. And as now things are in stir, or how can I say, things are I don't know how to put it into words, in flux, that habit needs to be let go of, and you are letting it go of. When you do complete that cycle with the High Priestess there, whatever change, whatever difference you make for yourself, for your life, that difference, that change is going to be there to stay. And that's literally your reading. Stacy or SD Isri, thank you so much for your $5. Thank you so much. I saw that you do have a specific request. That request was about your husband. Is your husband going to apologize and come back? If that is something you want me to check out for your super chat reading, I will. However, I strongly suggest you to ask something about yourself, because listen, that's my belief. If you do allow your happiness to depend on somebody else, then you are not a free person. And your question sounds exactly like that you have allowed your happiness to depend on your husband, not of yourself. So maybe you want to reconsider. If you do want me to check on the one that you had as a request beforehand, I will. Just type just type into the comments which version of a reading you want. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. Right, so moving next, we do have a Capricorn. Yeah, it is. That's why my joke 10 minutes ago was about me being single, that I don't mind it, because that way at least I hold control over my own happiness. And that's why I don't mind it. All right, so Capricorn, a first one, that will be the Page of Wands, followed by the second card of the Ace of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Ace of Swords. And the last card for you, that will be the Two of Swords. It will be quite of a eventful transit. Capricorn, just give me a second here, guys, to sip a coffee. It will be very eventful transit, but the cherry of the cake, the edge of the knife, the top of the spear, it will happen at the end of the transit. All the events that are following beforehand, they will have nothing to do with the main event, so to speak, and they will be unimportant, to say the least. So what happens here is, and the only way that, or rather like off the top of my mind, that just I can give you as an example, is to say that you have applied for work or for a visa, right? And they are revisiting your or reviewing your documents or for a work, and nothing you can do about it anymore. So trying out to influence it in any way, it's just pointless. So instead, enjoy your time. And by the end of the transit, you will have your answer. Well, that was not very appropriate example, because in this example, the answer, the choice will be made by somebody else, while here you will make the choice. For example, being offered a job and you're not feeling very certain about it, and you do have, and that job is there to stay, okay? That offer is there to stay, you don't have to answer it immediately. So instead, for the most part of the transit, you just go by your day. You will have a lot of free time to enjoy anything new. You know, it's not also excluded here to go on a vacation, to travel, to reconcile with old friends, not with lovers, with old friends. But as you do these, so to speak, meaningless stuff, the more and more the true version, or rather like the reality of this cherry of the cake that I said, that you are uncertain of, will start growing in your mind to a point where you will have a real diagnosis of what you are going yourself, or what you are throwing yourself into. And that way, the right course of action is going to be pretty obvious to you that you will going to make. So while this transit, it's about a decision which is going to provoke literally new era in your life, that decision will be the easiest decision you have ever made. And because it's going to be the easiest decision that you have ever made, it will maintain equilibrium in your life regardless of what that decision is going to be, because you aren't going to regret it. In fact, it will be the only thing that makes sense for you that you need to do. And therefore, you can expect at the end of the transit just to end up in peace. When I say in peace, I mean in a peaceful environment. On the negative side, this transit, it's not very, I will use the word benign for harmonious relationships and business maneuvers as well. It's just the activities, they should be as unimportant as possible. So if you can postpone a big business deal for the end of the transit, if you can postpone a major, how can I say, revelation in terms of relationship, that would be, at least according to my cards, the best thing you can do. And for the most part, guys, just enjoy yourself. You know, go on the beach if you are living at a place that it is warm. Go on the pool, go out, party on the pubs, pour a beverage every evening. Just have fun. Okay, do you know how to have fun? I hope so. Do it. Oh, of course, Max. Because when you think about it, why are you with somebody? Have you thought about that? You're with somebody because that is gonna make you happy, right? You're not with somebody because you are gonna make them happy, because if that's the case, then what stops you ending up with anybody? So yeah, it's just you have to chase your own happiness, because nobody else will. Good evening, Angela. Welcome to the stream. Good night, Angie. Yeah, it's quite late there. All right, so Aquarius, first one for you, that will be the Three of Wands, followed by the Three of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Three of Cups. And the last one, if that's the Three of, what was it? Three of Swords. It's a sword card, but it is the Ten of Swords. Oh my God. If that was the Three of Swords, I had to take a picture of it. It would be just way too big to be coincidence. And that's true, Anna, but you are making your mate happy because you name it, you feel good about it. You do it because you are going to be happy as well. So there is a premise, and the premise is always your own happiness. Now it feels very unnatural when your happiness is to hurt people, although there are such people, right? Psychopaths and etc., etc. They do it because that makes them happy. All right, back to Aquarius. Well, that's a very strange reading. It is a very strange reading, and I don't know how to approach it. Well, I will start simple. First of all, Aquarius, you are going to find yourself, guys, being indomitable, meaning that you are going to be very solid when it comes to patterns, plans, foundations. Anything will go as smooth as possible within your career, within your love life, okay, within your plans as well. And while that sounds like a big blessing, it also is a huge curse, because that may throw you in a routine that you may find yourself being stuck at. Now, the best thing you can do throughout this transit is really challenge yourself to go for something bigger, something greater, something more. Bigger position, bigger job, bigger enterprise than anything you have planned for, by stepping into the foundations that you have built up thus far. Problem. There are going to be way too many people telling you what you should do. And that will be a huge problem. Way too much of a criticism. Way too much of a, I know what is best for you. And that will be very, very annoying. Annoying is not the right word. Repulsive. It will be very repulsive. And it could be a partnership breaking even at some points where, for example, your business partner always tells you how you should do stuff, when you should do them, and what you should do. It's like they know better what you need than you do. And that will be not just only repulsive, it will be insulting, which is a huge problem. On the plus side, but it's just anything you touch throughout the transit, it's simply going to produce results right away. You strike a new deal, straight away results from it. You like somebody, you call them for a coffee, straight away results from it. It's just there are going to be results left, right, center, all around you, okay? And that's why it's going to be very important that throughout this transit, you pick up something challenging, because it will be challenging for a normal circumstances, but for you, it will be like nothing. So yeah, Delilah, families, they always do that, especially if you are a minor. They always think they know better than you do. That's very true. Not everybody though is going to be like that. So what I mean, that they think that they know better than you do. There are going to be also those that are free spirits like you. And while not all of them are going to be agreed with your, say, performance, and as well, say, with how you deal with stuff in generally, they will respect you for it, and they will understand what you are coming from. It is just there may be not a mental agreement in between you two, but there is going to be an emotional connection in between you two. And at the end of the transit is just it will be the culmination of that big endeavor. We have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords speaks about the final push, a push that will require the final, but yet the most tough exertion of thine skills and of thine knowledge and of thine choice making as well. At that point, that will be a breaking point. Either you break it or either you make it, and it's always gonna linger on a single action, single decision. It's needless to say that a mental sobriety at that stage, it's a virtue. Okay, you cannot afford at that stage to act emotionally toward your career or toward your relationship. All in all, guys, be decisive and go about your own personal challenges rather than following the ambitions of other people, regardless whom these people are. All right, so, and last but not least, we do have Pisces. After Pisces, the third free reading giveaway is going to take place. So make sure you do stick around for that as well. All right, so Pisces, the first one, that will be the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Queen of Cups. Moving next, what we do have, that is going to be the Death card. And the last one for you, Pisces, we have that is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. All right, so it's a pretty clear message for you, Pisces. Now, this transit, it's all about taking off. It's all about improving significantly your love life and improving significantly your career. And it is exactly what I said. Improving. You are to improve it by your actions primarily. Now, these actions are going to be though an actions of sacrifice, or a choices of sacrifice, so to speak. And that's the thing with the Death card, guys. The Death card gives a very clear definition what is a sacrifice and what is a choice. Now, sacrifice, it is when you do make the choice. For example, you are used of a very heavy nightlife lifestyle, okay, but now you do jump into a serious commitment and you just cannot keep up with that lifestyle any longer. It is just you need to stick up to the serious commitment, you know, and be committed only to your partner. You cannot go every night out partying anymore, okay? And that's a choice you can make. You either stay or you go by with your nightlife, but you kind of like cannot keep up with the commitments. Or you may not make a choice, and then that choice can be made for you from your partner, and that's a loss now. Loss is a choice made for you. So that is pretty much what you're going to stand against. From one side, you will have a sacrifice that you will have to make so you can significantly improve your either career or your either love life. From the other side, you will have the loss of either of these things. It is your choice. Now, the thing is that throughout the transit, it's highly unlikely that you are going to find anybody to understand what you're going through. And it's just, this is going to be very heavy on your emotional state and on your soul as well. It's just, you ain't going to face, it's not like you ain't going to face any apathy about it. It's just no understanding. It will seem that nobody can truly get into your shoes and walk a mile in them, all right? And in the other people's eyes, it will seem pretty obvious, pretty easy, you know, what you gotta do, what you need to say, how you should do it also. And that's that will be very disrespectful and also kind of like inappropriate, to say the least. And for that, for the most part, you may decide it is best, you know, keeping your thoughts for yourself and keeping, how can I say, your anticipations undivulged or non-divulged into the world. But regardless, Pisces, at the end of the transit here, as the Eight of Cups stands, no matter what you do decide for, a better perspective holds the future holds for you a better perspective. Okay, so again, your choice that you do have to make here, the tough choice, is to make a choice instead of leaving that choice to be made for you. Now, if you are looking for a job, like I said, you can excel into that, but you will have to abandon something, all right, or make a sacrifice in order to get a really good job. Same thing stands for relationship. Now, as we do have the Nine of Pentacles at the prime of the reading, it means that is going to be very, very big thing. It is the big fish out there that you probably ain't going to have a chance to catch for another good maybe 6 months, 1 year, who knows, maybe a lifetime as well. So be mindful when that opportunity comes about for you, that a leap into development. And even if at the start it looks that it does require for you way too much that you can spare and that you can give, take a few moments, couple of days, maybe a week to think about it. As you think about it, you will see that it is not as nearly as much as it can offer to you in return. So that was for Pisces, and now the second free reading giveaway, the third free reading giveaway is going to take place. You have, guys, now 5 minutes to input your question here in the comments. After I'm done with that free reading, the super chat readings are going to take place as well. And also the queue for the October personalized readings is now open. In order to purchase a personalized October reading, check out the description down below. There you're going to find a quick payment link. And also another queue is opened for a LeNormand Grand Tableau readings, which are divulging events that are going to happen. And based on my personal experience, you cannot avoid them in a sense of that this LeNormand reading tells you things that are carved in stones. You're welcome, Angela. Thank you, Angela. Have a great one as well. See you on the next live stream. All right, let's pick a question. All right. Anna Chaban is asking, is the business that she's starting going to be successful or not? So let's check it out. Have a great one, Seda. All right, so I don't need to draw the cards, Anna. Just from the get-go here of the first one, I can tell you that yes, it may take time though, all right? It will take careful planning, it will take a lot of decision makings, but it will be successful. Let's draw other cards so I can at least give you time frame. So those are the 4 cards for the business. Just give me a second here to give you a time frame. By the start of May, first week of May, around that point. Now that's the thing. The business is going to be successful, but it will depend a lot of how versatile you are, how successful the business is going to be. What I mean is that the way you have planned the business, it will pay off, but there are going to be also opportunities which are going outside of what you have planned, and therefore you need to have quite of a astute mental clarity or mental sharpness, intellectual sharpness to seize those opportunities and to make advantage of them. In other words, you gotta be opportunistic in this time frame from now up until the start of May next year. And at the start of May next year, one of the two is going to happen. Either you are going to attract a very serious investor into the business, a person who is willing to pretty much invest into it and together to be lucrative, or that card speaks about a personal investments that you will do which are going to pay off a big time, and that is where the true success of the business takes off. Now the only thing that we can observe here as a negative aspect is that 8 of Cups, and this is in your particular case negligence, in a sense of that you spot some kind of a problem and you do not give its due. It's like you do hope that either the problem is going to solve itself on its own accord, or it is like it's not a big deal. Okay, while it may not be a big deal, you still need to give its due. You still need to address it to the best of your ability. So that was pretty much for your business, and now the super chat readings are going to take place. Super chat readings are for Esther, Danny, Debbie, and as well CTESS or Stesri. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Stesri. Which does had a question as well. and it was about a job appliance. So I'm gonna take this one, but I just need to warn you that tarot is not designed to make decisions for others. Okay. And for that reason, I cannot definitively tell you, are you going to be accepted exactly on the job you have applied for? Because for tarot, that is irrelevant. I will tell you why. For tarot, if you are meant to be successful, you are going to be, regardless if it's going to be at this job or at that job, regardless if you are going to be a Sari, all right? All right, Sari. So regardless if you're going to be United States, Europe, Russia, China, wherever you want to go, okay? So places, locations, people, irrelevant. All that it is relevant for the cards, it is the journey of your soul, and you can manifest that journey in many ways that are based on your decision and the way that you do your actions. So let me shuffle and draw the cards for the super chat contributors. Hello, Laura. All right. So first one, that will be Esther. And Esther card is the Four of Wands, which is catalyzed. Oh my God, you're going to have a hell of a transit here. Mars in Libra. Those two cards, active friends. Esther, there is only one sentence I can tell you. Whatever you want to do, it simply goes. Whatever you say, it also goes. This transit, you are going to find a place in the universe that which place is going to be made for you. It's just, I don't know, or forged for you. Relationship that was forged for you, job that was forged for you, and it simply is going to be your way. And it's not like how can I say, it's not like it's an option where you have to, or somebody has to choose your way or the highway. It is just the highway is not going to be even on a plate there. It's not going to be even considered. That is how well the things are going to go for you into this transit, for as far as the energies Mars in Libra are concerned. Now, the guidance of those cards, it is that to stick to your sovereignty and to stick to your independence and will as well, and also to address the important aspects of your endeavors. Okay, you don't have to be kind of like meticulous, but give due to the important aspects out there. But all in all, what awaits you in this transit, it is a finalization of a very important cycles of development, finalizing them in a way that you are going to be very pleased of. And it's just is going to be how can I say, a predisposition for you to celebrate, to enjoy yourself, and it just is going to be a great transit for you, Esther. Next one, that is Danny, and your card, Danny, is the Chariot, which is going to be catalyzed with the Ace of Wands. So the transit, it will be, for the lack of a better word, I would say trivial. And it's going to be trivial, Danny, because there isn't, for as far as Mars in Libra is concerned, that energy is not going to bring you anything new. But instead, what is going to bring you, Danny, is the sheer will to prevail, the will to push through, the will to triumph against the odds. And such an overwhelming energy that you are going to simply burst with. You are going to be suffused with that. will allow you to pretty much collect the luck of your hard work to accomplish certain wish fulfillments. And when I say wish fulfillments, don't get me like any wish you had is going to come true. It's just the wish that are possible to come true. They are going to come true through your, like I said, perseverance, iron will, and the wish to prevail in generally. And when the transit ends, you are going to be very, very proud of yourself. But again, nothing new comes about. So I don't think that, at least looking at these cards, I don't think that throughout this transit, it's a good transit to make any solid new commitments. But any other commitments that you have undertook before that transit starts or before today, an exceptional time to see them through. Okay, so take it like, if you do know about astrology, take it like this transit is something like a void moon for you. Okay, it's a good period to do stuff you have already undertaken. It's a bad period if you have to start something brand new. All right, so next one. That will be Debbie. Debbie, your card, that will be the Fool with the Empress, those two. You have a boyfriend now, so I don't know. I know, but I don't know how it's gonna sound. Oh, it looks like an addition. You know what I mean? I mean, it's no, it's seriously, it looks like a pregnancy. Only if you want it though. Okay, so don't freak out. You can definitely avoid it. And so if you don't want to end up pregnant, make sure that it's wrapped up. Okay, just make sure that it is wrapped up. Aside from that, Debbie, it seems that into the next couple of months, for as far as, or a month and a half, I think, for as far as the transit is concerned, there are going to be a lot of new stuff coming your way as the Fool card stands. Now, because it is with the Empress, that speaks that this is a active enemies, and it speaks that you are not going to be, for the lack of better word, I would say comfortable at the start with them. It's just they will feel very like holding by a thread, right? Like it's nothing is certain. There are a lot of question marks in, okay? There are a lot of circumstances that can go wrong and so on and so forth. But that is due to lack of experience and foresight. And when I say foresight, I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just, you know, these stuff, you just haven't experienced them before. You didn't had anything to do with such a enterprises before. And those cards are advising you to try it out, because at the very least you do have a back door. You always have an escape option, like saying, I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want anything to do with this thing, okay? And you can simply pull yourself off it. You can simply walk away from it. But yeah, these cards, they strongly suggest about pregnancy, so if you don't want it, be careful, all right? Esri, thank you so much for another $4 US support. Thank you so much, Esri. So we are coming to your free super chat reading. It's not free super chat reading, and it's about the job. Your card is the Ace of Cups, and it's catalyzed with the Page of Wands, those couple of cards, and a job shall be there, okay? However, it's not going to be a new job. I don't know how to call it. Look, if I have to judge by your previous question, are you gonna get the job or not? With these cards, I would say rather not. Okay, because these cards are pointing that the job that you are gonna get, In my country, Esther, or Esri, $4 are about, depending on where you're gonna have coffee, they may serve you for about 5 to 3 coffees. So thank you so much for that. But my point is that it's unlikely that you're gonna hear a good news from that company. Now that doesn't mean that you ain't gonna get a job. It is just the conditions may change that you may not like, or they may propose you another position that you are not prepared for, and so on and so forth. But the bottom line with those cards, Esri, it is that by the end of this transit, your concern about having a job that you will like, not just any kind of job, but a job that you will like, is going to be irrelevant, which speaks that either you will end up having a job that you will like and that you will be very satisfied of, or that you will have finances that you ain't gonna need to work at all, like winning a lottery, inheritance, something, okay? One of the two. So the bottom line with these cards, it is that the energy for you in regards to your inquiry from the Mars into Libra is an energy saying that your job situation, your job concern is going to be resolved. Like I said, how is going to be resolved? That depends completely on your actions, your decisions, and as well your preparation for it. But you did anything, or you are about to do as well, anything needed so to thrive. GH, my God, thank you so much for your $50 support. Oh my God, that's so generous. Thank you so much. Wow, okay. Let me make my do for you. Do you have any specific request, GH? I will wait for a couple of minutes if you do have any specific request. Oh, can you imagine? Oh my God, if that truly happens. You guys may laugh at that, but I will tell you a true story. Something that happened maybe a year ago, I don't remember. And Greta, yeah, oh my God, I am always forgetting. How can I? Thank you so much, Greta. Do you have any specific request or just a generalized reading for the Mars in Libra it is that you do want? You may say you don't want a reading, but I need to make my due. You help me, I help you. This is how it works here. So the story one more time. Yeah, that will buy me about 6 months hot coffee ahead. I had that I usually don't disclose my readings. I had that question from a client. Am I gonna win from gambling? Okay. And I said to my client, I can't tell you because this isn't how tarot works. But I can tell you, are you gonna have a luck or not? And so we agreed upon that. And I received an email 3 days after saying that they have won $28,000 that night. But the cards were so explicit about the luck. They were the Wheel of Fortune as a prime card next to the Star card, or catalyzed by the Star card. Now these are active supporters or active friends, very strong. It is just when you do have these two as an active friends, it's like you are flying on the wings of fortune. It's like nothing wrong can happen, okay? It's like even if you try to say poison yourself, you will get the wrong bottle with vitamins and you're only gonna do benefits to yourself. It's just, this is such a good combo. And the third card, I forgot what it was, but that's besides the point. I will hold you to that. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Greta, so you haven't made a specific inquiry, so let me do you a personalized for the transit. $1 million, that if that happens, that will fix my life for good. I am serious. I will literally fix my life for good. With $1 million at the coast, you can buy about, I don't know, about 12 apartments, condos, right, at the coast. And every season, it's about 5 months season, you can rent them out to what was the word? Tourists. Cheers. And you make about enough money to go through, not just only through the year, but you're probably gonna make up enough money to buy another condo. Thank you so much, Greta. Greta, those are Mars in Libra. You are an Aries. Wasn't Mars ruling Aries, Pisces, Moonbeam? Are you around? Because if that's so, that explains the cards. I mean, look at that, Greta. You do have the Three of Cups with the Knights of Cups. These are a passive supporters. And we do have passive friends of the Three of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. Long story short, I will give you here, it is that within this transit, you get to chase the dream of your heart and get a significant progress into that direction. I cannot guarantee here with these cards that you will accomplish that dream throughout the transit, but you will make a significant progress. Now, if we had the World here, Four of Pentacles, even Three of Pentacles, even Five of Pentacles would have been a sign that you would have accomplished the dream, okay? Some kind of a dream. So whatever dream you are entering, whatever dream you have right now in your mind as I'm speaking, that's what you are going to make a significant progress in throughout the next month and a half, 2 months. A few things though. The progress is going to take place only if you place efforts. It's not going to be progress on its own accord. That is because how the Knights of Cups operates. The Knights of Cups gets rewards which are reciprocal to their actions. The Knights of Cups, although it's a cup card, they do not rely on fate, they do not rely on luck, they do not rely on the finger of universe. They only rely on their own performance. Three of Cups, very similar. Three of Cups, it is when you make your due to the collective, and you pretty much become one with the collective. So if you are single, you will fall in love. And Debbie is my witness when I say that happens. Debbie, are you around still? Tell Greta. Although, should you be into a current relationship, those cards speaks for a significant improvement. In fact, they are far better for a current relationship than for a looking for love, because what they speak, it is that should there be a significant grievances in between you and your partner or a husband, you know, or even children, okay? Should there be a significant differences, a path to one another is to open up, not just only found, but is going to open up, and through that bridge, through that path, emotions are going to stream unobstructed. And it just at one point happens like that. Why do we have to fight with one another when we love each other so much? And the fights, the disagreements, the grievances will make no sense anymore. And that is what is going to quench, literally quench your relationship, should you find yourself in such. Job-wise, also fantastic. In terms of work, that is not just only a profitable work, but also a very harmonious, and not just only harmonious, but as well helpful, satisfying, and peaceful environment that you are going to end up in. That is a type of environment where you and your colleagues are getting along very well with one another. You are helping each other, and just you are standing for one another. You always are certain that somebody has your back, as you do have their back as well. It's just an amazing team that stands for you. It's just a great transit. But once again, the only condition it is that you do make your do for it. You have a goal, you have a dream, not just only a goal, because goal is part of thine dream. You do have a dream, you have to start chasing it, like right now. And just a progress going to start piling up very soon. Even they are going to start piling up sooner than you think. Matthew Waters, thank you so much for your $150 support to the live stream. Thank you so much. Let me draw you a card, Matthew. We have the Three of Swords on that request. It is catalyzed with the Six of Cups. Unfortunately, Matthew, these cards, they do not predict the future of your family. Are you going to be able to keep each other together or not? Because literally that's within your hands. What those cards are showing, Matthew, is what you should do. And literally you should forget the past, or rather like swallow the past, not just only you, but also the person that you want to stick up together with. Okay, you just have to swallow the past, whatever the past is. Okay, maybe there was a third party involved, maybe there was an insult out there, maybe there was a mental cruelty, whatever the negative thinking is directed to, that needs to be forget about. Do you have the strength to do it? If you don't, then you are gonna fall apart. But if you do have the strength to do it, and your partner has the strength to do it, then you are gonna stick up together. Another thing, it's about honesty. There are things you need to talk about with each other, and you have to be dead honest. Ugly things, okay, that you need to talk about. And they need to be divulged. Otherwise, even if, for example, your partner has some ugly things to talk about with you and you have no idea about it, it is just that this mental predisposition that they know that they had lied to you about something, for example, okay? That mental predisposition, it will make them act awkward, and that you're just gonna pick up on that awkward act, like they are not real, they're not true, and so on and so forth, and that will cause other fights and other fights. It's just, there is so much to be cleared here until you kind of like start quenching, so to speak, and the honesty, the ugly truth, and the ability to forgive it and to put it behind your back. It is the virtue. You gotta do that. For example, if you cheated on your partner needs to find the strength to forgive you for it, and vice versa. Esri, thank you so much for another $5 support. Another 4 coffees, I guess. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So, yeah, Garnet, we are about to wrap it up here. We're about to wrap it up. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for being around. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end through the live stream. Thank you so much for all of you who supported me through Super Chat. I hope that I have been helpful to you, just like as you have been helpful to me as well, to just keep up doing what I am doing. And we're going to see each other next time very, very soon. I believe 2 days from now, or maybe 3 days from now. In order to keep up with the content, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a like if that is what you do with my content. You like it. That will help me greatly, and it will help me with the YouTube algorithm as well. And we are going to... Oh, buying for Jonatan. He needs to have a car. All right. Jonatan, let me... Where is Jonatan? Okay, I saw it. So Jonatan, all right, so let's check it out, what the transit for Jonatan is going to be. Laura, thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you so much. Your turn is going to be, your super chat reading is going to be right after Jonathan's one. No, I'm not stopping. All right, Jonathan, we do have those 2 cards for you for the transit of Mars in Libra. So there are quite a few things that you do find quite insignificant, which are very significant, okay? And you just need to reconsider your way you are addressing the details of your situation, which you are wanting a help of. Your marriage, for example, the fact that you are single, for example, or your job. It is just more conscientiousness. That is what it's needed. It's all that is needed there. It's more conscientiousness to the actions and the decisions that you are making. Another thing, Jonathan, it is that yeah, I will answer you, Laura. I will answer you when I'm done with Jonathan's one. So there is also some kind of a plan you have, or some kind of an anticipation that you have scratched it out like impossible, while it is very possible, and you will see that throughout the transit. So prepare yourself to be able to initiate something that took a long time to develop, a long time to prepare, a long time to plan. And this transit has a very strong message for you, Jonatan, if you are single. And the message is that you need to start going out, and not just only going out physically, but if you can't, for example, if your state is under lockdown, okay, or you are under quarantine, dating apps, dating websites, another version of introducing yourself toward the world, because that is the message of the card. Introduce yourself to the world for job, for partner, for whatever you need. That is the way how you pretty much not open up, but how can I say, get what you need. And Laura, your card is Five of Pentacles, which is going to be catalyzed with the Six of Pentacles. The message is pretty clear for you, Laura. As far as Mars in Libra is concerned, you will understand that you are not alone in this. I don't know what you are going through, but that is literally the message. You are not alone in this. And throughout this transit, you are going to start questioning a lot of stuff. You are going to start questioning the lifestyle of your romance. You are going to start questioning the lifestyle of your career, of your job, the lifestyle of your social interactions as well. And under questioning, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in a way where you do not feel used, deprived, played out anymore. And the whole reason for it, Laura, is so you can pinpoint these trifling problems that are there to turn over your carriage. That is an expression in our country that the biggest threat for a carriage is the small stone on the road. It's small stone, but it is enough to turn over the carriage, all right? So these small trifling problems that are, you know, seemingly nothing, they're exactly the problem that it is stopping you to be as harmonious as possible. And this transit, by you questioning the lifestyle of anything that you are finding yourself miserable, unhappy, and insecure is the right word, that is where you're going to find these problems, address them, resolve them, and there you go. Harmony, or not exactly harmony, hierarchy. It's hierarchy, which means that you are going to find a thing that it is meant for you, for the most part. Right, so that was your super chat reading, Laura. I hope that it helps you, and that will do it, guys. Thank you so much again for attending and for supporting me, and we're gonna see each other next time. Until then, bye.